Hey, g'day.
G'day, g'day.
Back in the Defender, back with the van. Don't get too excited. We're not on another really big trip. We're just taking a short trip at the moment. We're just heading up to Warwick from Brisbane. We're going up for a friend's birthday, but we thought we might sort of just do a little bit of exploring in the local area. So it's actually good to get back out and pull the base out with us. Since we saw you last time, we're still continuing to have a bit of a think about what we're doing. So clearly we've still got the base because we're very happy with it. But we are, as we said in the last wrap-up video, we are looking around to see if there's something that suits us even better. And we'll keep looking and we'll keep you updated if that happens. But we're heading up Cunningham's Gap, which is always sort of a little bit more interesting and windy than the highways, but not as interesting as the Gibb River Road. We'll see what else we can explore in the local region while we're doing it. But as you know, 100% of our YouTube ad revenue goes to charity. We might post something and give you a bit of an update and see if we can raise some money for charity if it's interesting enough that people are going to watch it. We'll head up Cunningham's Gap and get ourselves up, and we've got a pub stay this time, so we'll be staying at the Sandy Creek pub just out of Warwick, and then after that we don't know. Good campground. Good, isn't it?
It's nice. Yeah, it's a nice campground actually.
Yeah. The only thing you've got to be careful about is check out on Facebook, because the go-kart club is just behind, and there was supposed to be a meet this weekend and it got cancelled, but they still had a couple of practice rounds, so we did have to put up with a couple of hours over the weekend.
It wasn't
with the go-karts racing down. No, we just put our earphones in, our noise cancelling earphones. It's my Paula cancelling earphones, and that did the job as well, didn't it? Yeah, so you just got to be careful not to get this. It's Paula's favourite thing. Hey, g'day.
G'day, g'day.
Hey, g'day.
G'day, g'day.
Okay, that's better. Yeah, we had a big night last night. Did a pub stay at the Sandy Creek pub. It's formerly known as the Darling Downs Hotel, but everyone knows it as the Sandy Creek pub, which is sort of one of those classic country pubs. So we had a great night at a friend's birthday party. Lots of people came from far and wide. And that was good. And we parked up the van behind. Now it's a free camp, well worth keeping in mind. So Sandy Creek pub, you'll find it on Wikicamps. Now they do ask that you sort of grab a meal or something there at the pub, which is fair enough. We noticed there's a sign. I'll see if I can put it up. Apparently the council have actually told them that they can't just use it as a free camp anymore. So obviously the council's being a little bit curmudgeonly. I don't know why they do that. Your guess is as good as mine. So the pub sort of asks whether you can do a bit of a donation. So they've got a loo, and they've got a couple of showers in there. A few animals sort of running around, some sheep and other stuff, and then some birds in aviaries, and they've got a macaw out the back who talks to you. Apparently has a bit of a potty mouth at times, so anyway, I'll let it sort of make sure that it's all YouTube friendly. And we're heading today. We just decided to stay up on the downs for an extra night. We're heading down to the Falls Drive, which is an alternative route from Warwick down through Killarney down to Boona. Now they say it's not suitable for caravans. We won't test it out, mainly because we weren't going to be doing that anyway. We just decided that we'd just leave the van at the pub stay, and we thought we might come for a drive down as a day trip. So we'll go and have a look at the waterfalls, including the Queen Mary Falls, and if the camera can pick it up, you can see this side of the Great Divide, which is an alternative route down, but a much more restricted route down than going in through Cunningham's Gap and the main highway, of course. So let us know in the comments if you've taken a van down there. They say it's not suitable for vans and trucks. I think it's because it narrows off and gets very windy at times, so I think that's the issue. We weren't going to be doing it anyway. It's easier for us to get back home from where we're parked up at Warwick anyway, going down Cunningham's Gap. Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. By the time you see this, goodness knows how long after Mother's Day that is. But we went into Warwick.
It's nice. Yeah, it's a nice little town.
Yeah. So
we've been through it heaps of times and never stopped.
Yeah.
Heaps and heaps.
It's
No shame on us.
Yeah, pretty town, all nice and sort of cleaned up, and it was Mother's Day, so it was pretty quiet in there, but we grabbed some takeaway from one of the cafes, and that was nice. Look, it's about 2.5 hours drive, and if you stop at the Arachula, one of the road stops, roadhouses at Arachula, it's probably, say, 2.5, 3 hours, easy drive. So it's one of those southeast Queensland destinations, and if you're wondering, if you're not from Brisbane and southeast Queensland, and you're wondering what are the things that you can do as you're driving through, this is not a bad example. You can stop in at places like Warwick, only sort of 2-3 hours from Brisbane, towing your van. Shorter than that if you're not. You can pull up, have a couple of nights and do things like the Waterfalls drive, and depending on the feedback that we get about people who've taken their vans down there and what the issues were, just check it out in the comments, because that might be suitable, particularly for more smaller vans or camper vans. As you know, we tend to take those advisories reasonably seriously. We're all here for a good time, and we'll see how we go when we get into the falls area. If we see any more scenery, we'll put that up there. But yeah, good little sort of day trip, good little sort of weekend, couple of days circuit out of Brisbane. And of course, if you're travelling through, it's well worth sort of stopping off in this part of the country. Come on, you.
It started.
It's just around the corner. Happy Mother's Day, Paula. We're going for a hike.
Been a while.
Yeah, so when you get to the Queen Mary Falls, it's a little bit confusing at first. There's actually 3 entries to the tracks. One of them is for the falls loop, which is 2 kilometres long, which is the one that we're doing. And there's a shorter 570 metre cliff walk or loop, and there's actually 2 entries, so it's just a loop, but there's 2 entries to that one. You can go either way. So one just sits around the top of the falls, and the other one does the full loop. So of course Paula picked the full loop. She just wanted to do the full loop and do the full walk.
Yes, Dave.
Yeah, so they say it's a grade 3 walk, which means it's moderate sort of fitness required. But this one, it's because of the steps, the climbs, and those sorts of things. So it's all a sealed path. Some of it looks like it's in need of a little bit of maintenance, but but that's why it's grade 3. that's a nice walk, isn't it? A nice waterfall.
Yeah.
Hey? Good Mother's Day present, isn't it? Hey? Paula's just saying, just wait till Father's Day when I've got to sit down and do arts and crafts. All right, well, just got a couple of little short climbs to go, and then we'll go and have a look at the other waterfalls.
Yay!
Don't be like that. All right. So 280 metre walk to the picnic area via the cliff lookout, or 290 metre return walk to the picnic area. I think 280 via the cliff lookout sounds better, doesn't it? 10 metres shorter. Well, this one's an easy walk. This one is all of 20 metres from where the car is parked. Yeah, this walk, it's not a formed up track, so you've got to negotiate the creek. And we probably left a little bit late in the day to come. We had a bit of a sleep in after the big party. So with it being slushy because we'd had all that rain overnight, and the hour return, we've left a little bit late because we've got to get back to the van and the pub. So we'll give this one a miss. But it actually sort of looks like an interesting walk, but it's a grade 4, so you've just got to leave the time for it. Hey, g'day.
G'day, g'day.
So the last time we saw you, we were trying to figure out what we were going to be doing this year, and I think we might have given you a bit of a hint that we're doing a bit of an adventure, but we couldn't take the Defender in the caravan this time, could we?
No, we couldn't.
No, that's we'd get wet feet.
Yeah, we get very wet feet.
So we'll keep that bit of a surprise, but as you probably gathered, it's not in Australia. So,
No.
but this is all just part of just figuring out what the mix is going to be between the big laps,
Yep.
and the even bigger laps.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we've got a long day and a half ahead of us, and then a bit of a gap somewhere, and then an even longer day or so.
That's so cryptic.
Yeah, and then something else, but it'll all become clear a little bit later in the video.
Not saying nothing.
Okay. Next stop?
Paris.
Paris.
Ooh.
Right. Is that where we're finally going?
No.
Hey, bonjour, bonjour.
Bonjour, bonjour.
Yeah, we're not in the Defender now, so we're on the road in the Somme department. So we decided to head out to the Somme battlefields and have a look at some of the Australian related sites while we're here, before we have to head back to towards Paris for a charter. We're heading to Fromelles, and Fromel's a very sad story, and then on our way back we'll do Villas Bretonneau. We thought that's a nice way to connect this adventurous trip, which is as far away from Australia as you can get in the world, and just a little bit of connect to, as you know, a place that we love a lot and love travelling, but we like doing these sorts of adventurous things as well.
By dawn, the Australians are surrounded. All hope is lost. The final pockets of resistance yield. The order to withdraw reaches the troops at around 7:50 a.m, but it's too late.
such an amazing war cemetery, isn't it?
It is.
We'll go and visit the John Monash Centre.
We knew that you would fight a real fight, but we did not know that from the very beginning you would astonish the whole continent.
There is no spot on the whole of the tortured soil of France which is more associated with Australian history and the triumph of Australian soldiers.
Yeah, it was good. It was really well done, wasn't it? Then we'll head back to Paris. It's really bad light in here.
It is very bad.
That's because it's really early in the morning. So we're off to the next leg of the adventure.
We're going to have a great time. We're going to...
I don't even think, have we told people where we're going?
I don't know, have we? Going to the North Pole.
Don't ask us why, because it was there. As part of this trip, we just sort of thought, how much of this do we want to do? We sort of need your thoughts on all this, because we loved the van, didn't we? Yeah,
we did.
We really liked that.
We love our van.
And we're definitely going to do some more of that. And as you know, we've been looking for to see if there is something a bit better than our base to get a little bit further. And so far, we haven't found anything that is so much better. We've found some things which are great, and of the 2 or 3 options that we looked at, the people who built them were all very helpful in talking to them. So you know, we're not going to do a detailed review of each one of those, because that wouldn't be fair. The issue for us is, for the extra investment, is there something that does all those extra things that we want to do
That the base can't do now.
that the base can't do now? And for that extra investment, how many more of these sorts of overseas trips that we want to do? Because, you know, we decided after the lap that we're changing our life a little bit. I can't quite bring myself to retire, but we absolutely know that we're not going back to...
Paula can.
Paula can. Paula's going to. So Paula is. So Paula's decided that she's retiring. I've decided that I've got to just recalibrate. So what limited amount of work I want to do out of interest, and then how much extra lifestyle stuff I want to do, and all that's come about out of our big lap. So that's helped us do that. But we do love the overseas travel. So this whole series is really about Australia versus the world. It's not really Australia versus the world, it's Australia and the world. But we're just trying to decide, in terms of our investments, how much do we want to put into our Australia travel? How much do we want to put into the overseas travel? And we thought we'd tick off this one big sort of bucket list item. We're interested in your views. Because some people, when we've got back from our big trip, we had some friends who sort of said, oh, we're not caravan people, you know, we prefer to travel overseas and spend that money overseas, or travel in a car and go to hotels and those sorts of things. And we said, when we started all that, we weren't caravan people either. We didn't think we were either. And as you know from the series, we absolutely loved it. And we know that that's many people's big dream, to do a lap and to do all those sorts of things, and we'd encourage it. But we do know that we've got friends who said that they'd much rather invest in overseas. We like our overseas trips. So what we're going to do this series is we're going to share this big adventure. We'll share some footage of another adventure that we did in Antarctica, so you can get a bit of a view of those sorts of things. And then of course there's the standard sorts of things that people might like to do in Europe and all that sort of stuff. And we're going to try and do the impossible. We're going to try and compare that to what you can do in Australia, and try to make a decision. So in the meantime, we'd love your views. We'd love your views. And I suspect at the moment that, because a lot of our subscribers, who we're very grateful for, and don't forget to like, subscribe, because 100% of our YouTube advertising revenue does go to charity, and it will in this series as well.
Of course it will.
We understand that people have different views, and for our subscribers, many of them probably do subscribe because they like the van life and they've liked Australia and those sorts of things. But you tell us your views of what you would rather do and where you'd rather spend your money if you had the opportunity. And all that, we're then going to try and make up our mind what the mix is going to look like in the future. So that'll help us decide if there's another van for us, or if the base can do a few more laps for us. So we're pretty lucky because all of our options are very good. But tell us what you think of all that. Even if this is not your bucket list, doing this sort of stuff, we hope you enjoy the adventure. It's very different, and we'll do the impossible. We'll try to compare, because I don't know how you compare the North Pole to going to the very centre of Australia.
I don't know how we're going to compare it to Antarctica.
No, I don't know. I mean,
like...
going to see the king penguins on South Georgia in the South Atlantic. How does that compare to doing the Gibb River Road? You know, they're such completely different things, but we all have to decide. And we hope that this adventure, even though it's a little bit different, and we're out of the van at the moment, we hope that's of interest. And just remember, 100% of the YouTube ad revenue does go to charity. So if it's of interest anyway, have a look, and we'll all send some money off to charity. And we've paid for this entirely of our own. So as you know, we don't get sponsorships or any of those sorts of things. We're not influencers. We're not content creators. I suppose we're now amateur content creators. We have travelled with Ponant before.
Okay.
So we did the Antarctic trip with them. They're a French cruise line. Their expedition, they are relatively small ships, so they're not the big massive cruise ships that some people seem to like, which I just couldn't do it. And if you are someone who is weighing up whether you want to do van life and you'd prefer to do these other things, maybe one of the good things we can get out of this for those people is have a look at some of the other options that people have got to see other bits of Australia and some other travel. But anyway, on that note, we're about to go off and get our big thick polar parkas.
Yep.
And we're going to find out what the expedition crew have got in store for us. You know, we really appreciate you following along our journey. I don't know what you guys would have expected, but this is what I thought the Arctic looked like. Next episode, we start our Polar Adventure series and try to find the best preferred travel mix between van life in Oz and overseas bucket list adventures. As we head to the Arctic, do we make it to the North Pole? And will we see the Queen of the Arctic, the polar bear? Cold.
It's the cold.
Come on in, Paula. The water's fine.
It's not.
It is. You feel it?
It feels cold.
Why are you dressed funny, Paula?
Jumping in the water.
Okay. All right. Good. Good for you. Okay, so we're doing something crazy. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Where's the sun?
You ready?
No, don't forget to breathe and exhale.
Don't forget to breathe. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Do you feel my heartbeat when you're dancing at night? I feel your heartbeat in my dreams sometimes. If you ever need me, you can hit my line. I'm one call away, girl.
Thank you.
Do you feel my heartbeat? I feel your heartbeat.
You feel good?
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah. Do you want to go again?
No.
How good was that?
Oh.
This time last year, what were we swimming in?
Thermal water. Like a spa.
Thermal waters in Catherine.
My type of water.
The faster you come, the faster you get in the shower. How are you? Again, thanks for joining us. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and remember, 100% of our YouTube advertising revenue goes to charity.